Yes, hello, welcome everybody, it's Chris here from MoDXtra, and in today's video we are going to unbox a brand new Kickstarter game. Received this in the post just last week. It's The Umbrella Academy by Studio Games. Right, okay, we'll get this cracked open and take a look at the guts inside in just a moment, but as always, I like to start with a bit of context at the top. So it's by Studio Games, clearly based on the Dark Horse Comics comic book series, The Umbrella Academy, written by Gerard Way and illustrated by Gabriel Barr. You can see by the artwork on the cover there, and if you take a look at the back of the box, you can see all the cards are using that artwork. Although, I must admit, I don't think the timing of the Kickstarter is a coincidence. It's clearly designed to capitalise on the popularity of the Netflix TV series, which has just recently had its second season. So even though it's drawing very heavily on the comic book artwork, I think there's clearly a connection there, and the marketing campaign around it was very well designed. They were boosting ads on Facebook over and over and over again, driving people towards the Kickstarter while the second season was being televised. So very well done, Studio Games, and some smart PR marketing canniness there. It's described as a battling card game. It was of interest to me for a couple of reasons. I'm a big fan of the Umbrella Academy comic book. I've read all 4 volumes so far, and I'm currently reading the You Look Like Death spin-off that is maybe 3 or 4 issues in right now. So it's a really wacky ride, super out there, psychedelic kind of sci-fi superhero madness, which just really appeals to my weirder sensibilities. So it was certainly attracted to me from that perspective. I'm a big fan of battling card games. Anyone who knows me knows that. It's 1 to 6 players on the box as well, which was something of interest to me. I have an interest in solitaire play games, but also stuff that I can play with 2, 3 or 4 players, because oftentimes it's just me and my wife, otherwise known as the hashtag competitive wife. We play a lot of 2-player scenarios together, but I want games that have longevity, and I can start, as my kids grow up, I can start rolling them into learning these games and playing them with me also, although they're probably a little young for this just yet. I don't know, I've not had a quick look. It's an interesting game. There's been some stuff going on with it since the Kickstarter that I think I need to talk about, and we'll talk about when I unbox it in a moment. But let's move over to the desk and let's crack it open, shall we? Right, here we go then. I've moved over to the desk. Here's the game under the top-down camera. As you can see, it's quite a small game. I have to confess, when it arrived and I opened it up, I was surprised that it was this game. I thought it was another package that I was expecting because of the size. Some of the photography on the marketing pictures that were on the Kickstarter campaign left me under the impression that it was a larger game. Now, I've gone for the deluxe edition here, which was a $45 pledge, plus the shipping costs to the UK, which weren't cheap in their own right. So it's coming at quite an expensive piece of kit to buy. And when it came, I don't know, I expected it to be bigger. Like the photos of the game board indicated that it would be a larger game, but I don't know if that's necessarily a problem if the gameplay is okay. But it was just a surprise. It was a shock when I opened it up. So let's take a look at the guts inside. I've already broken the tape, but I've not done anything else with it. And the first thing we appear to be presented with is the instruction manual. My light is reflecting off the manual there, so let's just bring it up a bit out of the light. So yeah, here's the rules. Let's have a look. It seems quite short, quite to the point and comprehensive. There's illustrations to walk you through the gameplay and such like. I like a nice short rule book. I'll tell you what, let's have a quick look here. One thing that, yeah, right at the top there, aim of the game. I always like rule books that tell me right at the outset what it is I'm trying to do. How do I win? How do I complete this game? Now, I'd be remiss not to point out at this stage that there's been a bit of controversy surrounding these rules. I myself wouldn't have realised that there'd been some controversy around these rules if I hadn't gone on Board Game Geek recently. I just went on to update my collection and add this to my collection, and I saw in the forum that there was quite a bit of discussion around the rulebook. Apparently, although as you can see I've not given it a play myself yet, apparently the rules are just completely broken. almost unplayable as they're described in this rulebook that's included with the package. And Studio 71 Games have in fact done a downloadable new rewrite of the rules, as well as sharing some fan rewrites of the rules, which I think is a big no-no this early on in a new game, that clear up some of the challenges of making the game work. So again, for a Kickstarter edition that comes in at a $45 pledge price, to get a rulebook that is reportedly unplayable, although again, I'll reiterate, I haven't tried playing it using the rulebook yet, so I don't know how true or not that is. I'm just going off, sources on the internet, and that obviously makes them true. But that's something to certainly note if it's a game of interest to you, that the rules as they come inside the box are not up to standard and actually don't help you play the game effectively. But on a cursory glance, they look very straightforward, not overcomplicated, short and to the point, which I appreciate about rulebooks. But if there's broken, unplayable elements in there, then that will be a concern. I had a quick look at the downloadable version, the PDF downloadable version, and one of my interests in this game is the fact that it can be played solitaire, one player. I don't know if it's the same in this version, but in the new update, it doesn't actually make it very clear how you play it as a single-player game. So that's something of concern to me as well. So there's the rulebook, and then what else we got here? Oh, okay, so this is a small little bonus deck of cards. These were like the the pledge threshold bonuses. So at least I think that is. I recognise the young pogo there. I'm going to assume the rest of the pack is. I'll open it up in a second. Then we've got the game board here. This is another controversial element to the game. So if I open it up there now, you'll see it's a bit too big for my overhead view, but you'll see that it's quite a small sort of square. It's got the famous scene from the end of the first volume as the illustration there. But yeah, this has proven to be controversial. Again, I can only report, I haven't played the game yet myself, but I can only report from second-hand feedback on the internet for a couple of reasons. First is, see these card slots? Significantly smaller than the size of the cards themselves, and also, as I understand it, this play area at the bottom here, where you put out where various pieces of activity within the game take place, it's not wide enough. It's too small. So as you lay the cards out, you have to spill over the edges of the board. So the game board, which was again a big part of the kind of deluxe edition, please spend more money on our game aspect of the pledge, is not necessarily fit for purpose by all reports. Again, I'll reiterate, I can't stress this enough, this is not a review, it's an unboxing. I've not played the game myself to know if that's the case. However, what I will say is it's quite nicely put together. It's a tremendous illustration. That artwork is outstanding, isn't it? Look at that with the like the explosion and stuff in the background. And it appears to be a nice, well-made board that folds neatly and compactly to fit in the box. But that's what early feedback is stating. So there you go. Then we've got the plastic tokens, another aspect of the deluxe edition. So I don't know what purpose these serve in the game at this stage, but they look fun and interesting enough. So there's your plastic tokens, and then we've got the card decks here, all currently sealed, with all the various different cards that you use to play the game. And then always appreciated, a nice insert that is going to allow you to pack everything up neatly, all in one place, nice and compact. Doesn't appear that they intend on doing an expansion there, or certainly there's not room for an expansion if they do plan on doing one in the future. But yeah, I do like a nice tidy insert that allows you to organise your cards neatly. So there you go. So what I'll do is I'll get the scissors out, crack these open, and we'll take a closer look at the cards, shall we? Okay, so it's a card game. Let's take a closer look at the cards. So here we have the player deck, and this appears to have the main Umbrella Academy characters in it. We've got Seance there, Talks to the Dead, number 5, the Time Traveller, Space Boy here, Double Shot, Rumour, I heard a rumour, the Horror, Strength in Numbers, the Kraken, Hits Twice, and then Vanya, I'm Not Like the Others. So these all seem okay. The card stock's a bit, I don't know, it's got a funny feel to it, but it seems all right. You know, seems all right, comparable to some other games that I've got. But you can't. I'll tell you what. If I spread those out there, the artwork taken from the comic book series there. Let's put the horror in view. The artwork there is really impressive. I love this artwork. Amazing. Who's your favourite Umbrella Academy character? I'm a number 5 guy myself, both from the comic book and the TV series. I think he's awesome, hilarious character, although Seance is a close second. So yeah, these are the characters that you play. And then you have, I had a quick scoot through the rulebook between recording that previous section and this section. You got this kind of life and death sort of tracker that you place underneath your cards, that you use to keep an eye on your character's health through the course of the gameplay. So these again, just part of the player deck, make up your kind of character setup. So there's the main characters. You then have the hero attack deck, which is the largest collection of cards from the set, and they're indicated with the hero attack deck symbol on the back. These appear to have the attack numbers in the top corner, so if you want to use the card to represent an attack through the course of gameplay, that's what those do. Again, with all this really awesome artwork taken from the graphic novel. Oh, there's a life boost. Oh, that's interesting. So all these various different game effects that you'll get from playing these cards. That's a good one. That you'll get from playing these cards through the course of the gameplay by the looks of it. There's the Kraken and Vanya having a bit of a disagreement. So yeah, pretty cool. Again, one of the attractive elements of this game that clearly stands out as you flick through is all this tremendous comic book artwork that they've used. That looks like a pretty standard one, like a sort of core basic one. Kraken with his knives doing a 10 attack there. So yeah, really lovely artwork. Again, I'm noticing the funny feel to the cards. I'm not sure what that's all about. Anyway, so yeah, I'm wondering, because some of these all seem very character specific. Again, I'll have to check in the rules. I'm wondering if you have to construct a deck at the outset of the game based on which character you're using. So let's not separate those. But again, you know, this is an unboxing. I'm just focusing on the components and the look and the feel right now. Pogo, Restorer Heroes Life to Full. Really great looking cards. Yeah, see, they've all got the different colours and the characters on them. I'm wondering if there's maybe a deck you have to pre-construct before you start playing. I'll have a look at that. So there's the hero attack deck. You then have the villains, and these are in a landscape view here, the villains. We've got these health indicators across the bottom for these guys, and then I noticed on the back there's like an extra attack thing. There's like a big finish that you have to go for by the looks of it from the rule book. So we've got Carmichael here. Now, these ones have even gone so far as to have little quotes on them. Dr. Terminal, Giant Dr. Terminal, Quinn, the Murder Bot, Peppermint Scarves, the Murder Magician, Scientific Man, the Orchestra of Adamt, Zombie Robot, Perseus X and Medusa. I'm looking for my 2 faves. Temps and Eternalis, Lincoln Monument. That's a great look at the artwork on that. That's outstanding. Yeah, it's a very pretty looking game, that's for sure. The Conductor. Ah, there you go, Hazel and Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha. Brilliant. There's another great shot of them there. Really well depicted in the TV series. The Mothers of Agony, Mr. Perseus, and Mother. Oh, yeah, I'll stay stum as to why she's in there. So there's your villains. They come with an attack deck of their own. Very similar to the hero attack deck, bit of a smaller card count in there, but as you can see, the way their attacks happen, they appear to have very similar kind of information on them to the hero attack deck, although entirely driven by delivering damage by the looks of it. Yeah, again, look at the artwork in these. Tremendous. Great artwork. Brilliant. Then we have an additional deck here called the Dysfunctional Family Deck. Anyone who's familiar with both the comic book and the TV series will know that one of the kind of big driving themes of the Umbrella Academy is around the kind of the way they're a family of orphans brought together as part of the Umbrella Academy, based on the fact that they were born with powers on a particular date at a particular time, and their relationships are a big part of the drama and the narrative that unfolds. So we've got this Dysfunctional Family deck here, and as you can see in there, there's these kind of universal game effects based on the characters' relationships that will affect your ability to succeed in the game. Cry for help, family secrets, family matters. Yeah, again, look at the great artwork on these. Really excellent. So yeah, very similar to all the card games of this nature that you may have played. It looks like you get these kind of wider game effects from the Dysfunctional Family deck. Let's have a look at the Kickstarter bonuses then. Oh, and then these two cards here, which I'm not entirely sure what they're all about. I suppose I'll have to read the rules to understand them. Yeah. We'll read them more properly, I suppose. Let's have a look at the Kickstarter bonuses. So the plastic tokens, I mentioned before, I'd had a little scoot through the rules. I can't see any reason for them existing based on my initial reading and skim through the rulebook just then. So they look pretty and they're interesting, I suppose. A nice little added bonus. Thank you very much, Studio 71. But I can't really see what the relevance of those are at this point is. Maybe it'll come clear through playing the game. There might be some things that you have to indicate as you go along. And then we've got some bonus cards here. So this is Young Pogo. This is part of a Hero Attack deck. Is it? Is it part of a Hero Attack deck? Is that not supposed to be a character? Hang on. Hang about. Hang about. Where did I put the hero characters? Huh. Well, that appears to be a playable character that has got the wrong back printed on it. Huh. Well, anyway, in any case, let's put the horror back there. So we've got Young Pogo, Abhijat, Dr. Zoo, the Monocle, Spectre Lupo, Mom, and the older Pogo. Some additional playable characters there that have come as part of the Kickstarter bonus as well. And again, I mean, the most attractive element so far to me, without having played the game, is this artwork. Is the artwork. So there you go. There's everything that's inside the box. It seems reasonable enough in terms of component quality. Is it a $45 pledge worth of component quality? That I'm not too sure. There is an awful lot of cards in here, but there's definitely cheaper games, more budget-friendly games that I've picked up in the past that appear to have, equivalent amounts of cards. And I've printed on slightly better card stock, but there you go. But without having played the game, it's hard for me to comment. But there we go, folks. There is the Umbrella Academy guts inside. Well, there we are then, folks. Thanks for coming along to my Umbrella Academy unboxing video. If you enjoyed my unboxing today, then please do give us a thumbs up. And if it's your first time around these parts and you like what you see, then please do give us a subscribe. We're a pretty eclectic channel. We do all sorts of random stuff. We're board gamers, video gamers, comic book fans, movie fans. We do loads of different stuff around here. So if you're into just variety and general dad nerdiness, then please do subscribe and stick around to see more of what we do. I'm going to go away and give this a play now and see what my thoughts and feelings are about the actual gameplay. And equally, if you're interested in hearing me doing a kind of after-play review, then please do let me know in the comments below. But in the meantime, I've been Chris from MoDXtra, and I'll see you on a podcast, over on a Twitch stream, or here over at YouTube sometime soon. Thanks very much, folks.